Good morning, YouTube. It is officially 7 a.m. and today I'm going to take you guys through a full day of being a self-employed bodybuilder. I'm going to start from the minute I get up to the second I go to bed and show you guys my exact daily routine on how I've structured my days for success. So if you're feeling lost in your day-to-day, I hope this can help. So with that said, it's time to start up our morning routine. Let's go.
We've got the right domain.
45 minutes of cardio done. I'm pretty out of breath. I actually threw on a hoodie just because I wanted to sweat a little bit more. It's 8:30. It's time for breakfast. So we already do our dishes the night before, and every morning right now we get 250 grams of egg whites and 2 whole eggs. So I kind of cook this up. And then while this is cooking, I usually write in my manifestation journal. I'm huge in like the power of positive thinking. And I really think that if you can master your morning, you can master your entire day. 3 months ago, that's when I really started getting in the habit of doing dishes before I went to bed. So that when I woke up to kind of like a clean kitchen. Right after I wake up, always make my bed so that no matter what happened during that day, whether it was an amazing day, a horrible day, I came home to something that I already succeeded at. A lot of people overanalyze this whole like karma thing. They're like, oh, karma's crazy. Karma's probably the smartest thing I've ever heard. And karma doesn't just have to be towards other people. Karma can also be towards yourself. If you are constantly trying to be a better person, if you are constantly trying to lift each other up, whatever you're gonna put out in this world, obviously there is exceptions, but a lot of the time it's gonna come back and even more. Hear that sizzle? And damn, we're on the last 2 eggs, which means we gotta go to the grocery store today. But to be honest, on prep, you basically go to the grocery store almost every damn day. This is literally gonna take about 2 minutes to cook, so we'll just do a fancy transition in 1, 2. I honestly hate eating hot eggs. So to utilize my time even better, instead of just sitting there waiting for my food to cool down, go upstairs, shower, do my skincare routine, and then come down and then start munching down on breakfast. Well, I'll see you looking a little more beautiful. Just after 8:30. Oh, it's a no carb meal. I am absolutely stoked just to get some food in my system. But you guys always ask me what my skincare routine is. So today I'm actually gonna show you day in the life. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. My acne attack skincare. So this probably made the biggest difference in my skin. It's a mix between drying out my skin plus the perfect hydration. I use this morning and night on my body and on my face. Right when I get out of the shower, I have one of those little cotton pads and I use this witch hazel toner. Kind of coat my face with that, then I go and get dressed. Usually, I just wear workout clothes because I'm too lazy to put on clothes and then 2 hours later, 3 hours later, change into my workout clothes. So I kind of just wear what I'm gonna work out in all day. When that's dry, I come back and I use this thing called Buffet from Ordinary. And this is basically for a wrinkle. I put on my smile lines, I put it under my eyes, and I have a lot of like mad, angry forehead lines. So I kind of put those on my forehead lines. And then I wait for that to dry. And then when that dries, I use this Ordinary moisturizer. This is probably one of the best moisturizers I've ever tried. And I'm hoping that Acne Attack Skincare can branch off and make an even better moisturizer than that. So this meal is only gonna take me about 15 minutes to eat. Then I like to go upstairs and start work by 9 o'clock. But I'll show you guys the setup when I finish eating. This is where the magic happens. This is my home office. So gotta get that monster in. I do usually have like 2 monsters and some pre-workout a day. I know that I do need to cut out some of the caffeine, but just right now, for my given goals, I just need that little push. So this is the home office. We basically got a studio light. We got storage for all the peptides. This is a vision board, or a kind of like a board where I map out my ideas. We have all the soap. We actually sold out of the merch in 22 minutes. So I'm gonna be doing another drop in April for the merch. And then we just got my desk. I have a candle because it likes to smell nice in here. My laptop, and then I have the label printer here. It is 8:56. So it is time to get the first 2 hours of work done. So this is kind of what the floor looks like right now. And well, I'll just show you what it looks like in the next 2 hours.
No rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Tell 'em run it off. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this whack. Tell 'em run it off. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Tell 'em run it off. Y'all gon' make me take that trip way out to Europe. I call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry.
12 o'clock exactly. So we've been working for 3 hours. We ended up getting all the acne attack skincare orders, all the peptide SARM orders, and all the customer service issues done of like lost packages, filing claims, all that stuff. So the first 3 hours of my day is super important because that kind of like sets up the rest of my day to be able to work on what I want instead of what I have to do. So it's 3 hours since we had meal number 1. So you guys can probably guess what's coming is meal number 2. I mean, I'm starving, so I'll show you what it is. Chicken, almost no rice, but as you guys know, I was having some issues with the way that I was being dieted. So I brought it up to my coach, and my coach basically said, you know what, we can 100% work with that. So we ended up increasing all meat to 8 ounces of meat per meal. And he also increased the fats. So I get an extra tablespoon of peanut butter every day, and I get an extra half of an avocado. Dang! It doesn't seem like much, but when you're training as hard as I am, those two things make the world of difference right now. And it is giving me the ability to go through these long days and be as optimal as possible with still being able to bring 100% into this show. I like to call this my 30-minute learning break. You have kind of like 3 steps. You have the steps where you're visualizing and you know the actions that you need to take, but you haven't really necessarily took those actions yet. Then you take those actions and you need to learn as you go. Then you've succeeded so much that you are so overwhelmed with work that you kind of like phase out that learning part and you're just working every single second into growing that business. That I am in the middle stages where I've taken the steps to become my own boss and be my own entrepreneur. I own 3 companies now. I have a lot of new investments. I've hired very expensive accountants and bookkeepers to make sure that we can continue to be profitable every single month. But with that said, I still don't have that much of an idea of what's going on. I'm still learning as I go. I like to just throw on any type of podcast, either about influence, marketing, accounting, bookkeeping, stocks, something that I'm interested in that I don't really feel I have that much knowledge on yet, so I can continue to learn and develop my skills. That is the difference between making $1,000 to $10,000 to $100,000 to $1 million, is leveling up your skills, your high value skills. And the only way that you can do that is through learning. Enough talking. When I'm done eating, which is about 30 minutes from now, I go back upstairs to the office, work for another 2 hours, usually on editing, Photoshop, or just more client plans and work until it's time for our pre-workout meal. So I'm not gonna bore you with another office tour, but I'll see you guys before the pre-workout. Ooh, yeah, buddy! It's pre-workout time and I'm exhausted, so I need it. And we get some carbs pre-workout, and we got a little bit of carbs last meal. We got 25 grams of carbs last meal. We get 35 grams of carbs with this meal. You know, we just live in the dream. But basically, everything I need is right here. I kind of just set all this up when I'm about to eat my pre-workout, so everything is ready to go, because then I'm just gonna sit on the couch and watch some motivation of whatever I'm training that day. So we're starting with the pre-worky of choice, even though right now the pre-worky is indeed not making the pain go away. But that's a different story for a different day. I just honestly haven't been okay lately, but that's okay. I think the first step of like not being okay is just like kind of having to admit that you're not okay instead of just keep pretending. But we have 2 scoops of Volcano Burst. That shit is hopefully gonna get me fired up so I can train pretty heavy. Then we got our intro workout, which I have 2 scoops of lemon EAAs and some glycerol, also lemon. And I also do 20 grams of glutamine for my gut health. And then as for the pre-workout meal, I'm just doing a 1.5 scoops of Gorilla Mode protein, chocolate, because I'm out of vanilla. You guys know I like to mix chocolate and vanilla usually, and just have that oh so good blend. Because, you know, you need a little chocolate, but you need a little vanilla, you know? And then rice cakes. I've actually been just weighing out the minis. I have butter and cheddar. Today we're going to do cheddar, just because, like, I got that little bit of a cheddar taste today. So, gonna weigh all that out. Right now is the point of my day where it's like, okay, I've got a lot of work done. It's 2:15, so I've already worked about 5-ish hours. I've got all my most important things done. So now when I go and train, my head can be nothing but in that workout. And there's a lot of days that something will go wrong in the morning, or I won't get all my important work done, and I will have another meal before going to the gym later tonight. Because if I'm constantly thinking about other things, I am not going to have an optimal workout. I'm going to feel anxious. I'm just not going to be in a right mind state to really have that mind-muscle connection. To the power of Thor! It's a demon inside! I've always talked about how I've lost everything several times. Like, I ended up buying a house and I lost the house. I ended up totaling my car. I ended up getting fired from like 3 jobs back to back. I ended up losing my dog. And all of these things was just because I couldn't differentiate like needing to have a business life and needing to have a personal life. Like, those things would just clash way too much. And the same thing goes to powerlifting or bodybuilding. Is what I've realized is like, you can't go into the gym with all these outside issues and outside burdens on, because then you're just you're trying to deal with your family shit or your personal shit at like 33%. Then you're trying to deal with your gym shit at like 33%. And then you're trying to deal with your business stuff at like 33%. 1% left over for anything else that's gonna go wrong. And it's just, you really need to be able to plan out your days and say, look, in the morning, I got all my important stuff done for business and I did it at 100%. And now I'm going to the gym and I'm gonna give 100% to that workout with no distractions and nothing else in my mind for the next 3 hours. And then later tonight, I'm gonna obviously do some work, which I'm gonna take you guys along, but I will set a time that I can deal with my personal issues and my mental health and my family issues at one specific time. I'm not overwhelmed doing a little bit of like 3 or 4 different things and not coming to like any positive conclusions from any of that time. That was kind of like all over the place, but it really just had to be said. And I really think that it's important. And every single day, I am not gonna have 60 orders to bring to the post office. I'm not gonna have that many orders. Some days I have massage days. Some days I have chiropractic days. Some days I'm gonna be getting lasers for the scars on my back. Like, every single day is different. I really just hope, if you guys can take away anything from this video, is that you just set up each day so that you can give whatever you're doing for those time frames 100%. And I can guarantee you, if you do that and you can slowly master your mind and reroute more positive thinking, which I'm honestly still working on as well, you will be successful in business and you will get to where you want to go. So I'm gonna go drop all these off in the bin, and then I'm going to meet my filmer Emmanuel. It's time to start training, so time to start getting excited. It's 6:30, so it's already been a long day, and it's honestly just like halfway done. So we are having our post-workout meal, which is also known as meal number 4, which is basically some rice, 8 ounces of fish, some veggies. Post-workout, I also take 2 IUs of growth hormone. So right now, we actually have all of this cooking. I like to dash some soya sauce on this shit. I wish I had like my filmer that actually just followed me around here. And I actually hate eating hot food, believe it or not. I like my food like a little bit warm. And anytime you like pan fry it to heat it up, it's always stupid hot. So I pan fry it, and then I put it back into the dish here. Ba-down! And then I go upstairs, shower, do my skincare routine again. Then I come downstairs, and this is the vibe that I kind of spend the rest of the night in. I basically light a candle, put some LED lights on. I usually throw on that star projector, and then I just put on some like chill music, some Chill Nation, and then I usually spend the rest of the night editing and doing client plans, and then responding to any customer service stuff that I missed throughout the workout. So with that said, enough talky, but before the end of this video, I got one more super important tip for you guys that I honestly think is another make or break for becoming successful in business. So I'll see you guys, I guess, for meal number 5 and that last tip. Meal number 5, which is just a steak salad. We got 2 more no carb meals before bed. It is 9:10 and I'm just finishing up a video. Obviously, we're posting on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays all the way until the Toronto Pro Qualifier, and I'm hoping that we hit 100K subscribers by the end of that. I've always started YouTube because I loved it, and that is kind of one of the 2 business tips that I just want to talk about right now. Is you may look at this video and say, man, like, this motherfucker got up at 7 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock. I'm going to be working until probably about 11:30. Then I'm going to have my last meal, watch a little bit of TV, go to bed. I have a massage gun and a grafter, and I'm probably just going to like graft out my legs and just do some recovery stuff when I watch that TV. Just really make sure my body comes into top notch. But you're probably saying like, yo, this guy worked from 7 a.m. and did not really stop until 11 o'clock at night. I basically gave up my 9-to-5 job to work as much as I possibly can every single day. But with that said, if I am ever not feeling it, if I am ever having a bad day, you just always have to prioritize yourself, prioritize your health, and prioritize your happiness first. And that is something in the past I did not do. I would abuse my body. I was sleeping like 3 hours when I first started all this. And I do understand that there is a point where you have to do the whole no sleep thing and really push it to get to the level where you want. But the minute that you can start incorporating your general health and happiness into business, lifestyle, and monetary gains is where you are going to see the most growth and the most fulfillment in your life. And I hope that every single one of you guys can get there. And I don't care what your dream is. I want you to go after it so you can understand that it actually has nothing to do about the dream at all. It has everything to do with going through these processes and going through these failures. And it's more about the person that you become along the way. Because 3 years ago, I was a weak-minded little bitch. Even though I was still squatting 800 pounds, I was honestly just a fucking horrible person to be around. I hated my life. I hated everyone else. And yeah, do I have my moments now? Do I have up and downs? Do I deal with mental health issues? Absolutely. But from taking these leaps, going into business for myself, and planning out my days with specific goals, focusing on my health, focusing on my mental health, focusing on the power of positive thinking, and just constantly trying to rework that brain. I'm twice the person that I was 3 years ago. And I know that as I continue to push and prioritize the right things, that I will become the person that I know that I can be. And I know that you will become the person that you want and deserve to be as well. Keep working like someone's trying to take it away from you, and make sure you have a fucking blast along the way. So I'm excited. I'm a little bit low energy because of the prep, but that's kind of expected with the low calories and the training. Obviously, my life goes in sections. When I'm not prepping for a show, I don't have to do an hour and a half of cardio a day. I don't have to train as much. But right now, it's like pedal to the metal, plus running the companies, and just do the best I possibly can. So thank you so much for joining me on my day of the life. Please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. If you are still watching, you are my true OGs, so thank you so much. And I'll see you guys in the next video.